long walk down a short bridge. That's rude. I'm just
Is that how
kidding.
you say it?
Short pier.
Short pier.
Mhm.
Short bridge.
That
Not a long way to go.
you're still on the way.
Up and over.
It's really. I'm telling him to get mentally healthy. Up
And good
over.
for him.
Yeah, you're welcome for encouraging you.
Grass is always greener. If the audio is fucked up on this, guys, I'm sorry. We're trying to record and we only have so much material. You know, if you like this podcast, we accept funds.
We do. Send us it.
Yeah.
DM us.
You know, I could attach a bank account to that Gmail.
Easy.
US Bank lets me do anything. I'm part of their loyalty program. So it might sound gross. Sorry. You can power through. I was going to tell you can skip it. You can't. You have to listen to it.
Listen to the whole thing, please.
Or just, put it in the room in the distance.
Yeah, it's not going to be noticeable unless you're really paying attention.
And none of you do. So.
No one. We're back.
And deader than ever.
I'm Kelly.
I'm Tamara.
And this is
Ghoul
Beans.
Oh.
Beans.
Who knows what that was?
I don't know. I
Set it all the way back to 0, though.
truly have no idea.
One thing about you, you're going to leave that reverb on.
Yeah. And we're going to also post it.
And I'm going to go, Kelly, there's a really loud beep in the beat.
That was my creativity. That was my art.
Yeah, that was intentional. That was a ghost, actually. How are you?
I'm good.
Life was life.
I'm sorry, guys. That one's on me. and we're back.
The mic is not on you.
The mic's not on me.
No, the mic is on. What company makes this? Pile. Yeah, and it gives Pile shit.
Pile of.
Sorry, Pile. If you have anything better, please send me something, Pile.
For free.
No, just what I have right now is not great, Pile.
Right. Pile. You did good for a little bit, but we're ready to expand.
And explore.
And conquer new
Pile options.
New
a pile of
piles.
options.
Yes. I'm doing good. Just trying to navigate unemployment, which is so much fun.
Wow.
So yeah, we are doing that. And if anyone needs any help with cybersecurity, let me know because your girl's got a degree.
You know what? And if I knew anyone that needed to be really cyberly secure,
you'd send them my way.
I would just give them your phone number.
Perfect. So if any of you need it, you let me know. But until then, I am applying to jobs. That's my full-time job.
Yeah, that's everyone who doesn't have a job that I know of, which is only a couple of people. They are really, it's hard.
I know you didn't mean it in a negative way.
I only know a few people who don't have jobs.
It just hurts every time.
Which is the one time that
Well,
but okay, people who are trying to change jobs too.
Yeah.
Are struggling. That's actually true.
Yeah.
You know what? And you gotta wait till after November.
Why?
There's gonna be a change in politics. Anyway.
Can't even.
I'm doing good.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm no. I keep every episode I say I'm on the tail end. No. I think the years start coming and they don't stop coming and they don't stop coming.
It's like that meme that's I've been saying it's just
a couple more days and then the weekend for my years now.
Yeah.
We'll
just gotta get through these next 2 weeks and I'll be good. I said that
a couple months ago.
Years
at this point.
About 1,000 weeks ago. I was like, these next 2 weeks and then everything's smooth.
Yeah. I'm in that I think point in my life where it's okay, just a couple more days and then the weekend. And then the weekend is also full of the things that I couldn't get done during the week.
Yeah, it's not even necessarily fun things. It's how can I set up my life?
How can I maximize my weekend?
Yeah.
I know I hate living in capitalism, but
Me
here
too.
I am. For now.
For now.
Maybe not forever.
I definitely not forever. I don't think
Yeah.
any of us can do it forever.
No, I mean, I'll at least till I'm 50, and then
At most. Until you're
right, and then I
You
could do
know.
it for another 20 years.
Dang.
Only 20 more.
We really have to like get this thing off the ground if we want to just bask in
Yeah,
it.
I think we got like really good 10 glory years.
Yeah.
And then my next 10 I'll spend like thinking about like, oh my god, only
I
have
loved it.
10
Really
more.
reconciling with how
Yeah.
good your life was.
Mhm.
You have to, even though you're not going to be in those will be your sunset years.
Well,
For you, the sun is setting on your 50-year-old life.
mhm.
So you do still need like your retirement time of, wow,
Well,
those
you know
years
what
are
I
so
say.
good.
I'm meant to be a lady of the lake or a lizard. I'm not meant to.
A lizard of the lake.
Yes. I'm not meant to be. I don't dream of labor.
Me neither. And
So-
I honestly, like, I wish I did because I
Ew,
feel like
no.
I'd thrive
Stop.
better in this world.
Stop. That's what Ronald Reagan wanted you to say.
Yeah, I don't though. He
Mm.
wanted me to say like that's who I am.
Yeah, and rich people go to heaven and poor people should suffer.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say that.
Right.
I'm gonna say my life would be less upsetting if every day I woke up and was like, how can I work harder?
You know, a lot of people have that mentality because they don't know anything else and they think that, you know what, let's not even get into it because I could do a whole fucking essay on that. Anyway, sorry, rural America. What are we drinking?
We're drinking Two Brothers.
Two Brothers
Sweet Home Chicago.
is the name of the coffee bean.
The
The bean, they should have called it the fucking bean.
Oh.
Cloudgate.
How come no one's ever named a coffee like that? There's gotta be. Someone from Chicago has roasted something and called it Cloudgate. No?
I don't think they have. They have to.
If they haven't, there should be a coffee shop outside in
The bean.
Millennial Park. The
Millennial?
Bean.
Girl, that's my hell. My God, just a bunch of high school reunions from like 2010 to like 2015. Okay, you know what?
Millennial Park.
Ew, Jesus. It's a lot of the sepia filter.
Oh, yes.
Owl necklaces.
Yes.
Colorful skinny jeans.
Business casual in the club.
With a sock bun.
The sock
To the
bump,
club.
The bump it.
And you know what?
Did
and
you bump it?
No.
And I
I
don't mean
didn't-
drugs, kids.
I certainly didn't bump it.
I
I-
bumped it. What are you gonna do? I was an as seen on TV whore.
We've been through this. The cake with the ice cream in it. I was like, I'll make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the slap chop. ShamWow.
Yeah.
But the bump it to me never made sense because it's less than the width of your head.
For
So
sure.
It's giving like a ski slope on the
It's giving a ski jump. We wanted the slope. It gave.
Did you
it
do the-
gave
were you a
small
bang one?
up and then
It was bangs. Or was
you
it
could
the
give, like,
whole head?
the little one up here, or like the 1950s
The mega Mongo daddy.
And I tried both, and they both
At the
looked
same
bad.
time?
I wish I had done.
I bet
that.
you people did do that.
I wish I could have been
Double
one of them. Double bump. I bumped again, and I bumped again. Again, not
You
drugs.
bumped the bang?
Yeah,
I
girl.
think most people just did the bang.
That was, I think, like the more acceptable one.
No, I have so much hair. Imagine me with a bump it.
I actually think you could have actually used the bump it as intended. I didn't have enough, so you could see like the little spikes coming out.
Spikes.
'Cause your hair's got to stay on it.
Oh, they like
It's
it was like
a
grip.
comb. Yeah, like a little tiny.
The top was comb like.
Yeah, like tiny little bristles, and my hair's so thin, like they poked
It would
out.
part. It's like the equivalent of
Yeah.
seeing somebody's like tape ins.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh my God, no, that's true because if they stood a certain way, you could see straight through the bump it.
Mm-hmm. You probably were looking at me. You're at Spring Hill Mall. And you're
Yeah.
like, that poor girl. And I was like, everyone cannot get enough
Enough.
of this bumping.
They should sponsor you.
I should have done my bangs too.
I was parting my hair very hard to the side in high school
Mm-hmm.
in a way that was unnatural. And also only straightening my bangs.
I love that for every curly
Sometimes when they were wet.
I love it.
And they would go
Yeah.
like bacon.
I had the wet to dry straightener. Did you?
So that's not a real thing.
It said it on the straightener.
It will dry it because it's hot.
Yeah.
Anything's wet to dry if you put heat on it.
Wow, this one marketed it. And as seen on TV.
Did you have the InStyler?
What is that?
The one that like the original like rotating thing with the brush?
No, I wanted that.
Me too. It probably wouldn't have worked on my hair.
Absolutely would have been you like curling around brushing. Did you ever do that? You've never had the experience of getting your hair stuck in like a round brush?
No, but I've helped my friends take their hair out of round brushes.
I got
the
it
metal
stuck.
ones.
Yeah. And Sheila got it stuck once, and my mom was over, and she's like helping because Sheila's got thick hair like you.
Yeah.
My mom was helping it Sheila's mom was just yelling at her the entire time. So Sheila's sitting there crying because first her hair is getting ripped out. Her mom's screaming at her, and I'm just sitting there laughing.
And it takes so long.
It takes so long, and it's just a knot that you now have to brush out as well.
Oh, the new thing that the kids are getting stuck in their hair is bunchums.
What's a bunchum?
It's these little like
sounds like a cereal.
They give cereal, but they're like little palm balls that have a bunch of like little plastic things on them, and you can bunch them together and they stick together, or you can like pick them apart and make like little statues and like
what? I have to look this up.
They get stuck in hair so easy, and girl, when they're in there, they're fucking in there. You have to soak your hair in like fabric softener.
Oh, yeah, I see it, girl. The first picture is it stuck in hair.
Yes, and that's it. You have to shave your head. Like, there's no coming back from that.
Oh my God, that's a nightmare. That's like playing with like those Velcro curlers.
Yeah, but then I never got stuck in my hair.
I haven't either, but that's what that's reminding me
No, but they're
of.
not. They're like somehow they're so all of those little like look at one of them.
Yeah.
All of the things that stick out of the ball have a little hook at the end.
No.
Because that's how they stick onto other stuff.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. That's why all parents should avoid bunchums this Christmas. That's so funny.
Horrible. We didn't keep talking about the coffee.
How do you like the coffee?
I like it.
I do too. It's not like a strong flavor, I'd say. It's gonna taste like whatever creamer you put in, I think.
But granted, time and time again, y'all, I'm not having coffee without creamer in it.
Right. In fact, I'm a good fan of diner coffee because of like how
diluted.
Yeah, that's what this gives. It gives diner coffee.
I disagree.
What do you think it gives? Gas station coffee?
No. I think this gives like I was surprised. I'm not somebody who likes to grind my own beans, and I have not successfully purchased beans, ground them, and then liked the product afterwards.
Fair.
I like the product of this. I was shocked to find out that these were beans. I thought this was like already ground.
I think we tried a Two Brothers before and we didn't like it, so I am pleasantly surprised at how palatable this is.
Yeah, it's supposed to have notes of milk chocolate, cherries, and pecan pie.
And I can taste everything but the pie.
And I only taste the pie.
So, together, we are connoisseurs.
I know we should have tried it together blindly.
Yeah, next time.
I want you to tell me about something spooky. Did anything spooky happen?
Oh, okay. That's a good question. Matt just like reiterated to me the other day of like when we were laying in bed with the covers fully on and like he felt wet hair be dragged across his butt.
Yeah.
And like
I just got chills thinking about it again.
And one day I was like, we were just like sitting in bed talking and I had just gotten out of the shower and like I did it and I was like, is that what it felt like? And he was like, slower. And I like did it again and he was like, but it was going like the other way, like towards me. Like going towards like the middle of the bed. And
Ew,
I was like,
the fact that he went slower.
Yeah. And he was like, yeah, exactly like that. Like, as if you're dragging it. I was like, you need to be cleansed.
Yeah. You know what I didn't say it in the moment because it was scary when I first heard that. Because I had been told that he felt something, and then only recently did I get told that it was something wet. Of that time in the park
Ew, shut up.
where he went in the marsh and we
Yeah.
heard the girl. Yeah.
Yeah. You think it followed and now it's like, now's my time.
I don't know. Maybe attach yourself to him or something.
That'd be
Because, like,
so
why is
gross.
it a girl again?
Right.
And that, like, yeah, it was weird.
It's giving the ring girl always.
Samara.
And I don't like that. I don't like that that's what has
I mean,
attached himself.
that's true, though. Remember, it, like, turned the TV on?
Stop. What's the ring version of Netflix? Like instead of like the ring and the like, it was the Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's gonna crawl out of there?
Right.
Well, luckily it's not happening to
No, it's not. It's not happening to you.
I think that's the scariest thing. What about you?
Oh, I'm going to reiterate for the pod. So, this is in the house that is occasionally haunted. We haven't had anything in the basement in a long, long time.
That makes me happy for
Yeah.
going to hang out with Maisie.
Yeah. You might see the cat,
Okay, that's
but
fine.
again, the cat, harmless. We'll just go, oh my God, I thought I saw the cat again. And then it wasn't the cat.
Maisie's in my arms, so that's
Yeah.
crazy.
But we were eating with their family, and Mariel's brother said, well, we were making a joke about the ghost, and oh my God, this is why we're making a joke. It's like coming back to me now.
Oh my God, I'm
So
scared.
we were house sitting while their family was in Puerto Rico, and I like was house sitting, meaning we were upstairs basically the whole time. And we were taking care of the dog. I was at the window trying to get their dog to like come and get his treats that were on the sill, and the armoire next to me, it's like it's tall.
Yeah.
I'm 5'7" and it's probably like 5'10".
Okay.
They keep photo albums in the bottom drawers, whatever, and the door popped open
Oh my God.
to the photo albums.
Ew, shut up. You didn't
Mhm.
tell me this.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the door popped open to the photo albums. And Maria was standing like 10 feet away from me, more in the living room, and I was at the window. And then we both looked at it, and Maria was like, did you touch that? And I was like, not at all. Not at all. I didn't touch it. I didn't touch it at all. And then we went, and we were like, okay. And we looked through the photo albums.
Oh.
We were like, let's just look through the photo albums. I would love to look through the photo albums.
Yeah. Thank you
Yeah.
for suggesting that.
Yeah. We didn't even acknowledge it. We were just like, I want to look through the photo albums.
Yeah.
I actually wanted to do this. So.
Yeah. You say it saved me a stat. Nothing here did, but it saved.
But like so convenient. Yeah, and then we closed it, and then we were just like making jokes about it, and Mariel's brother said that not too long ago, he was like, because on the top floor is where their mom lives and has like a whole like sweet moment. One end of the house is her room. The other end of the house is the office space, and in between is like storage space.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I thought I heard you, again talking to their mom, I thought I heard you running from your room really fast to the office. And we all turned and looked at him and, what? And she was like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. No. Like, instantly denial. And she was making jokes. She's like, I don't run. But she really, like, would never, even if she was panicked, she wouldn't run.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, I thought I heard you, like, sprinting to the office.
That's so gross.
Yeah. And I don't know if I've said on here before, but she has, maybe now a month or two ago, she said that she went outside because she got woken up to the sound of what sounded like somebody on the roof. And remember, her room is at the very, very top. It's like her and then roof.
Very signs.
I literally said that the other day. I was like, oh my God, very signs. And then we saw the aliens last night.
But you have to also tell
LOL.
the pod.
No, but then, like, she was like, I went outside to, like, look at the roof because I was convinced somebody was on the roof. I was ready to, like, call the cops.
Oh my God.
Obviously, there was nothing. Like, nothing, not even a bird.
Ew, and then it got inside and was running back and forth.
Maybe. I think there was. No, I don't think that that's the same thing. I don't think that's the same thing.
You think it was aliens out there?
No. I don't think it was the same thing, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ew, I'm scared.
No, and then last night, we came home. We've been having such a long couple of days because we were, like, packing for a trip, whatever. We stopped at Portillo's. We had our arms full. Mariel walks out from the garage into the yard. That scared the shit out of me.
Me too. I completely
Like,
disappeared.
we're under siege. That's great. The air turned on and it went boom. And Mariel, like, looks up at the sky and then looks at me and goes, "Look at that." And I was like, look, I was already looking at it and I was like, yeah, what stars are that? Because it looked like when you first glance at it, it looked like 5 stars in the sky in a perfect line, like at an angle, like a, what would you call this?
Diagonal.
Yeah, but not like a soft diagonal.
Heard.
And then my dad was like, I don't know. And I went, they're moving. And we were like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then we were just looking at it. They were all moving at the same pace, at the same time, in the same direction. And from the horizon, they kept coming. And from the very end, they kept disappearing into the sky.
And they weren't airplanes.
No, they were not airplanes.
Okay.
They were moving so smooth.
Yeah.
And so we kept trying to record it. It wouldn't show up on video.
Yeah.
And we waited for all of the lights near us to turn off. It must have been 20 at least.
Oh
and
my God.
So Mariel calls their mom, was like, "Mom, get outside right now." And thank God, Evelyn is the way she is. She opens the door. She doesn't even shut the door behind her. She's like sprinting down the patio. She's like, what? And we're like, look, they're moving. And thank God and she caught it whenever the last one came up and another one didn't come.
Yeah.
And it was like the last 5. And she was looking and she went, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? Thank God she saw. I was like, oh my God, we have a witness. She literally was like, no, because that's going to send me down a rabbit hole. What is that? What is that? What is that? And so then, yeah, this was literally yesterday. I think that it was NASA or something.
Okay.
I think something was happening.
Okay.
It gave alien in the mome.
Right.
And then we were fucking paranoid all night. We're like, every time we came to we let the cat out at night sometimes.
Yeah.
Every time we let the cat out, we like looked up and like, what is it up there? It looked like it was coming from near the airport.
Okay. But it wasn't playing.
No way was it playing. They weren't blinking. They stayed bright the whole time.
Yeah.
And
it just didn't look like planes.
It just wasn't planes. In a perfect line that close to each other, going the same direction.
Yeah.
And then it passed the cloud, like way up high.
Yeah.
No way. They were bright like stars.
Oh.
Not like twinkling like planes.
Yeah.
So hopefully that was like the government.
Yeah, I was gonna say because you guys have seen aliens quite a few times.
No,
which,
but
seems like
the last time
they
though,
might
the time
come
before
get
this
ya.
was they were orange.
Yeah.
And they like moved in a regular pattern.
Yeah.
And then it came from over by the lake.
Yeah.
Which was way different.
That's harder.
That's the only time we've seen them together. And then I saw the one with my old roommate, DePaul.
Yeah.
Oh, but you saw that green light one day.
That was crazy. Yeah, I was driving. It was like 7 a.m, and I was driving just to like Woodman's to get gas, and truly, just like out of nowhere, a green light went from like, I don't even know. It wasn't like high. It was very low. It felt like if something like a police car. No.
I'm going somewhere. My mind.
Okay. Not a police car. It felt like if a car had like a green light on top of it, had blipped in and like flew past my windshield and blipped out.
Ew, what?
Yeah, like I can't explain it. It's like
it moved against nature. Like it clearly was not
right
of Earth.
Right. It wasn't like it came out from the building or anything. It's not like it came from behind the building. It truly felt like, and it was in the sky, but it wasn't like higher than the phone wires, you know? Yeah. Like it was like building height, and it just like flew across.
Ew.
And it's not like I saw it go over something.
I was not expecting you to say that it was that low.
It was so low, and it wasn't like it was like it came from behind a building and went to a building. It was like it came into my field of vision and just disappeared and just blipped out. So that was pretty scary. And no one was in the car. I was by myself. I was like, what? Oh, what the fuck was that?
Damn. Well, she had a witness.
Yeah. And I think me and Matt saw an alien when I lived in Sheffield. We were on the roof. And we were like, whoa. It was one of those where it was just like, that's not a plane. What the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like moving in like different patterns, and then it just disappeared.
Hate that.
So
yeah. So
you and I have seen too many aliens.
and I want to stop. I'd be okay not seeing anymore.
Yeah, no.
But like, okay, so the question that Evelyn had was that, like, how many were there? And we were like, there was like 20 of them.
Yeah.
And the reason we know is because they weren't far apart. They were so close together. Like,
what if it was like one ship?
And it was just like the angle of one ship.
Yeah.
Could have been. And it would have been fucking huge because they were high up in the sky and bright as fuck.
They say they're big.
Yeah, had to be. If it was that.
Right.
Hopefully it was NASA.
Hopefully it was the Gov.
Speaking of aliens, we're not talking about aliens.
But of haunted school.
You know, it's back to school season.
Back to school. Tamra has a new job. We actually never told anyone that.
Yeah, I have a new job. I'm not telling anybody about it. I work at a high school. That's all.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
That's all you get.
But because it's a high school, we're doing back to school.
Let me go.
Oh.
Yeah. I know Matt hates that.
Does he? He does it all the time.
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I have a medium length one.
Okay, I have a lot. Like I just was kind of going through. I got really scared afterwards.
Me too.
Like, I got too many.
I got so scared. Okay. Oh, so during my final week of my current job.
Oh yeah.
One of my bosses.
Okay.
Was talking to me about ghosts because something happened in the room we were in, like a bucket fell, and it made sense that a bucket fell.
Okay.
But I was like, oh, it was Myrtle. And then she was laughing. She goes, oh, is that our ghost? And I was like, yeah, that's what we call the ghost, Moaning Myrtle, because of Harry Potter.
Right.
Because the ghost Myrtle, we think, lives in the bathroom because I sent you that video, remember, in the toilet. I was like, oh my God, the vibes are really weird. And then the toilet flushed.
Yeah.
I went, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The toilets are on sensors, by the way.
Ugh, which is so horrible.
Yeah, and they don't even always go whenever you're on the toilet.
I hate that. That means the ghost is like,
yeah.
Come on, they're out there.
The lights were off in the bathroom.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
I hate that.
Anyway, and she was telling me this story about whenever she first started at that school.
I already have chills.
And she was in what used to be her office. She used to have her own like office back when the school population was a lot lower. And since then she's in a community office, so she doesn't have interactions with ghosts like that. But she was like, I was in the office and there's a door to get. She had her own bathroom too, and there's a door to get into her little office from the main office.
Mm-hmm.
So like her little office was a room off the main office.
Yeah.
She said, I heard. She was alone. And she was like, I got so fucking scared. And then she's like, and then it was just me and the custodian. I'll call her, what will I call her?
Ruby.
Call her Ruby.
Okay.
And in Spanish, she was like, and she speaks very English-sounding Spanish.
Okay.
But she was like, Ruby, ¿crees que hay fantasmas en el edificio? Which is, Ruby, do you think there are ghosts in my office?
Yeah.
And Ruby said, apparently, oh, sí.
Oh.
Tanto fantasmas, meaning many.
Shut up.
Like, she said something like to the effect of, oh, yeah, there's definitely ghosts here. Girl, and I have talked to the current custodian, and he has told me that, oh my God, that he's always hearing stuff. Always going to go turn off lights that he already turned off.
That's why he whistles while he
Yeah.
works.
That's why he whistles. But unfortunately, when you're the only one in the fucking school with him and you hear
Oh, for sure.
from any floor, he whistles so loud. That's how you know he's in the building.
What if you heard that and he was like off that day?
I would kill myself. Fortunately, there's lots of exits
Yeah,
that don't set off alarms.
That's fair.
Yeah, so the school's very haunted. I mean, I think I told you about, I don't remember who I was talking to about the school, but they were saying that they used to have like reunions here. Oh, the art teacher, she said that they used to have like reunions from the kids who graduated from when it was an elementary school in like the 70s.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how they used to like run through those basement
Oh my
hallways and
God.
skip and like, and that energy is so down there too.
Yeah.
There's tons and tons of empty rooms down there. The classrooms.
My like brain is like going fuzzy. I can't handle it.
It's scary.
What floor are you gonna be on?
TBD, not the basement though.
Perfect. And that's all we need.
Yeah,
for
I
you.
haven't got my own space. It's gonna be me and my one higher up.
Amazing.
Love her too. She's great.
That's so
She's
good.
a vet in CPS. Like,
Perfect.
she's fucking done her time.
She's gonna guide you.
I hope.
Ugh, that's horrible.
Okay, speaking of schools. Okay, I'm gonna do this medium length one.
Perfect.
This is from Gothica. It just says haunted school.
Oh, that's so funny. I wonder if I screenshotted that.
We have there's a billion that just said haunted school.
That's fair.
As a kid, I went to school that was renowned for being haunted. It was built in the 1910s, but somewhere in the mid-1950s, there was a devastating fire that burnt the whole top floor, and many children died that day. They rebuilt the building without the top floor, making it a 2-story building with a really creepy basement. I have a few stories to share about the school. The first, there was always an eerie feeling about the school. If I was walking around alone, I felt like I was being watched. The wall of one staircase was filled with paintings of children that former students had painted. Every time my friends and I passed by these paintings, we would find something different. A soccer ball that was never there, a girl with a flower that was never there, etc. One day, we decided to take note of some specific things to see if they were there the same. They skipped some words here, sorry.
No worries.
One day, we decided to take note of specific things to see if they were the same the next day. This was the time of no phones, so no pictures. What? They decided to take note. Mental note. One note that we took was that one girl in the painting was smiling, looking towards the right after her friends with the flower. The next day, she was looking straight, directly at us, no smile.
Ew, what?
Then we would always avoid that staircase. The school had a boiler room that you could peek into from the outside, but we weren't allowed inside. Sometimes at recess, when we were playing around that area, we would see white apparitions dart around inside. We would look through the window, nothing would be there. Being kids, we were a bit curious. One day we were having an event after school and decided to go up to the boiler room door and try to open it, bravely, since our parents were in the gymnasium next to it. When we turned the knob, it was locked, so we knocked on it 3 times. Immediately, we got 3 knocks back from the other side, and the doorknob started rattling like it was going to open. We all ran for the gymnasium and never looked back. This story is also about the boiler room, and it may sound absolutely crazy, but I swear it's true, and one of the craziest things that has ever happened to me. Once, when I peeked in from the outside, I saw a huge pipe in the middle of the wall extending into an abyss. At the edge of the pipe was a girl's body just laying there, presumably dead. I told my friends to look, but by the time they peeked in, it was gone. For a month from that day, I had nightmares about a girl in black hair, pale skin, begging me to help her. It was always the same dream, and when I asked her what she needed help with, the dream would end before she could tell me. Once, I heard from the janitors who spend the night at the school. We were in the janitor's office in the basement. Or they were in the janitor's office in the basement. One night, just chatting, having some snacks, when they heard kids laughing. It gradually got louder, and they started hearing multiple kids laughing, balls bouncing, playing, running around. They went into the gymnasium where the sounds were coming from, and immediately they stopped. And they found one singular ball in the middle of the gym and rolled to them. Eventually, they tore down the school, and now they've built houses on the lot. And then they go on to name it.
Oh my god.
People were like, "What school was that?" And they were like, "It's this school,
What school is it?
Silverthorne Junior Public School."
Where is it?
I'll give it a little goog.
Ew.
Did you feel like your high school was haunted?
My high school? No.
It's in Canada.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, they have a lot of shit going on up there.
Do they?
Oh my god, with the schools, like the native schools,
Oh my
where
god.
all the children were like buried out back.
Oh yeah. So
Mhm.
probably not great. Ew. Oh. It's so sinister that like
You hate the noises are happening, and then when I go look, nothing's happening. You hate that. I've noticed that. That's like one of your like fears. Because think about that one story where they were like the ghost pulled that thing out of the closet and then pushed it back on the recording.
oh my god. Yeah. I feel like I hate that because like that's the ghost because it's sinister because the ghost is like ha ha spooky
like-
like yeah. It's like a ghost literally going up to like a recorder and being like, I'm a fucking ghost, bitch. You know? Like
and then
they're-
destroying the footage before.
and that's what that feels like. Like all those kids laughing and playing and then like they go silent, but they're like push the ball so that it touches like it rolls to them. Like
Well,
and to be fair, I don't know what I would do if the story was like and they opened it and they heard all these kids screaming and playing but they couldn't see anything. Like I don't think that's
Ooh,
a better option.
no, it's way worse.
But it's like
I got chills thinking about that.
I did too.
But
Ugh.
is the light on that camera on?
What camera?
The white camera?
No.
Are you sure? From my angle,
Where do you think the light is?
well, I see the little light box, but there's something.
On the left?
Yeah, I think it's a reflection.
Yeah, it's a button. So it's probably the reflection on
Because
the
I
button.
blinked and then it flashed in the corner of my eye, and I was like,
Okay, let me read you a story. This has nothing to do with high schools.
okay.
But I thought you would appreciate this because it collaborates between me and you.
Those two queer ghosts on your computer are us.
Hello. This is my first time. This is literally just for you. I'm posting here. If I put this in the wrong sub, please let me know. Blah, blah, blah. This has happened to me twice now, and I'm not sure what it is or what it could mean. The first case happened back when I was in college. My roommate and I were headed to sleep, but we often stayed up late chatting. As we were chatting, we both, from opposite sides of the room, saw a bright flash coming from the top of our standalone closet. The flash was almost directly above my head at the time. The flash cast shadows and illuminated the entire room, much like a camera flash. It emanated from a single point. No electronics or reflective objects were there.
Oh
the
my God.
lights were off. The window was on the other side of me and the blinds were closed. But we checked to see if one of the campus officers was making safety rounds. No go on that. We both had cameras, but both cameras were put away in their bags, cases, and turned off. If it had been just me, I would have shrugged it off, but my roommate had seen it as well, and neither of us could figure out what had happened. We did not feel endangered, and whatever it was didn't seem hostile. Mostly we were just creeped out. It says, it should be noted that I went to the most haunted college campus in the United States, number 3 on this list, which I don't know what it is. And it's constantly rated in the top 10. Fast forward, it's about 3 years later, and I'm in bed talking to my boyfriend next to me. We'd moved in together recently and shared a bed. He doesn't believe in anything like ghosts or energy work, so I hadn't been practicing much at that point. A flash, almost identical to the last one, appeared above the bed between us. maybe 3 feet above us. It scared my boyfriend so much he couldn't sleep for the next hour. I explained what had happened before, and he made sure I didn't think we were in danger, which we weren't. The situation was the same. Standalone flash of light emanating from a single point, casting shadows in all directions. The blinds were closed. Our apartment complex didn't do security rounds, but still we checked the window to see if it came from outside. All the electronics and lights were off and put away. No one lived with us, and nothing seemed out of place. We lived in Tennessee, and the place isn't exactly known for its ghostly activities, unlike my university. It wasn't a ball, it was a flash, as if someone had taken the flash mechanism from a camera and removed it and flashed it at me. The flash lasted maybe a second. So yeah, that's basically it. Like, they don't know what it is.
Yeah.
And like
That's like almost verbatim what happened to me. Except it was, it came from the corner of the room. Like if I'm laying in the bed, the window was to my right. Blinds closed. There's a screen. Then
Yeah.
there's also obviously the window. Then there's blinds, and then there was curtains on top of the blinds.
Yeah.
And then the door to go to the rest of the house, a closet, but the closet never gave me the creeps.
Yeah.
Totally closed, totally fine. And it came from like the top corner of the room. It was less than a second.
Yeah.
Less than a second. And I saw it. Mariela was asleep. I woke up Mariela and I was like, I just saw a flash of light. And they were like, okay, like, let's figure it out. So then we we waited for something to happen again. Nothing happened. We checked the fire alarm. Nothing. The carbon monoxide detector beeped. It was a red light, tiny little red light.
Yeah.
And then we were like, I had my phone flashlight on, and it wasn't as bright as the light that flashed. It like was so bright, but only once. And then for the rest of the night, I was scared to like sleep facing out.
Absolutely.
Mariel had no problem going back to sleep, because they didn't see it. But yeah, that's what happened to me in Tennessee.
That happened to me in Texas. It happened to me and Matt because you told us about that, and I was telling him about it, and he was like, "Yeah, that same thing happened to us." And it was the same thing where it was like,
You told me about this, I think.
yeah, it was so bright. It was like almost like if a professional camera went
Yeah,
off.
like, but there was no sound.
No sound.
It wasn't like, it was like one of those like tintype photos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like, because there was no sound, because it was like so unexpected, it was like we continued talking and it was like, did you just see a flash? And Matt was like, yeah. And we were like, wait a minute, what the fuck? We got up and like turned the lights on. We're like, what could have done that?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And like, I feel like if I had been alone and that had happened, like I would have probably
I was laying down.
I probably would have had to like been like, obviously I blinked weird and that's what that was. But like the fact that we both saw
Girl,
it.
I tried for
I
like
know.
for
You were
like
I blinked.
no,
I
for
blinked.
a couple minutes I was laying there and I was like, with my eyes open. I was like, wait a minute. Let me try to recreate it. And I'm like, I moved this way and I closed my eyes. No, nothing. Okay, a car can't pass. If a car passed, the headlights don't shine in here because of the way the window is. I was like, and it came from not the window side.
Right.
And then I finally was like, no. And then I woke up Monday and to be like, can we investigate the room together?
That is so scary. And it's like so freaky because it's like, what the fuck is that?
What is that? And
No
we're
one
not the
had
only ones.
answers.
That's a thing. I looked it up on Reddit. Like, that's a thing where people are like, I just saw a flash in my basement, my attic.
Did anyone have any answers?
No.
Good.
I feel like it's something
aliens
coming in or out. No, ghost. Okay. Your turn. You didn't read a high school story.
No, this is my high school story, and it's kind of long because they updated.
Okay.
Okay, so this says, chased by something invisible. It's college. I did school. Were we supposed to do high schools?
Girl.
All right. And it's probably not even in the school, but I was like, this is scary. This is a story by Candy Horror, 3LP. I'm a freshman in college. I've had more than just one paranormal encounter, but this is by far the worst. I attend an all-girls Catholic school, and it's almost 100 years old with cemeteries on campus for the nuns we have.
Mm-hmm.
Like the nuns
A
know they're going to
nun.
be buried there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a thing.
Ew.
Oh yeah, at the Cavalry Cemetery in Evanston,
Yeah.
there's like mass plots where like it's just like the sisters of
Oh my God,
yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not relevant to the story, but I just wanted to provide details. Anyway, it was about 10 p.m. on a weekday when I started getting bubble guts. Classic. I had to use the restroom, and I mean use the restroom. I hate
Me.
going number 2 in the restroom on my floor because someone is always in there. Before I tell you this next part, I just want to say that I've been doing this for a very long time and never faced any problems until this day. Okay. I use the restroom in the basement. Brave. She's like, what ghost is going to affect me while I'm shitting?
I use the there's a basement in the LOL. There's a basement in the bathroom. No, there's a bathroom in the basement that's a single one.
Yeah.
That's the only one I use.
Damn. Is that where it flushes on its own?
No.
Okay.
That one has a manual flush.
You're not going to flush on me,
no,
bitch.
hell no.
I promise the basement doesn't look like what you think it does. It looks decent. It connects to the first floor lobby via smart staircase, so I was never afraid. Not only that, but the restroom down there is pretty nice and clean. When the elevator brought me down to the basement, I walked in, getting ready to do my business. When I opened the bathroom door, I noticed a stall door was closed. I was surprised because
Did you hear that?
it was like a knock.
Yes. I thought they were knocking.
Ooh.
Almost got you. Damn.
Can't trick me. Please don't try and trick me. Only love and light in the space is allowed. When the elevator brought me down, I was surprised because in all my times of doing this, no one was ever in here besides another freshman teammate of mine who did the same. Immediately thinking it was her, I peered under the stalls to see her blue Crocs. Except there was nothing there. No feet. I figured someone got embarrassed that I walked in and picked up their feet or something like that. Have you ever done that?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Like your quick gut reactions, like, let me not be here?
No, I've walked in and somebody picks their feet up.
That's wild.
Because they're like, I'm shitting.
So instead
At
it's just
DePaul.
like ghostly shit noises.
No, it's like they like just like shamefully put their feet back down.
Sorry.
And then I just like pretend I'm washing my hands or something, and then I have to go find it in the bathroom.
That is so funny. Oh man. I decided to leave them alone, and as I turned my back to leave, the toilet paper in that stall started getting yanked out. It was being pulled out so fast it made its container shake, making a loud noise. My heart picked up its pace, but I convinced myself that someone was in there and was just now in a rush. I left and headed towards the elevator. After I pushed the button, the toilet paper stopped.
Mm.
It was taking forever, and just as I was losing my patience, I heard the stall door from inside the restroom fly open.
No.
It flew open as if someone kicked it open.
I've heard the stall doors in that scary bathroom.
Ew, really?
Yeah.
Did they like kicked open kind of thing?
No, it looks like the lock. Because it's the slide lock.
Ew, stop. Blah, blah. I hate that. At this point, I knew the stairs were the smart option. The stairwell is located right next to the elevator, so I wasted no time. I opened the basement door, and just as I stepped into the stairwell, the bathroom door opened, but again, as if someone had kicked it open with enough force to make it hit the wall. My brain was still telling me that it was just a person who was in a rush. I don't think so, girl. You seem panic mode. Your brain's telling you it's something more. You're saying.
I'm honestly impressed that you can deny it.
Yeah.
Good for you, girl. I would have been in there crying, screaming, shitting, sliding down the wall.
I mean,
Like,
she went in there
please.
because of bubble guts. The fact that she hasn't shit her
I would have
pants.
exploded shit and said, I would have told everybody I got attacked. Like, I literally, come on. People are they care so much about dignity in times like this. I can't relate. Bitch, I was sprinting in the forest in the dark because I heard children splashing in the lake. Girl, that was scary, though.
I know. I can't think about it.
No, because then you went, what was that? And I was like, what do you mean?
As Luz is like at the gate already at the car, like yanking it open. They're like, nope.
That was so loud.
My brain was still telling me that it was just a person who was in a rush, but my body didn't let me turn around to check. Just as I made it up the first flight of stairs, the worst thing happened.
No.
The basement door that I had just walked through swung open. Again, as if someone kicked it open.
No.
Following that, loud, heavy, fast footsteps
No.
were coming up after me, and they were fast. I was afraid, but didn't let it get to me. I had already passed the first floor door, and I only lived on the second floor, so I started running. Girl, oh yeah.
It got to you.
Yeah, it still let it get to me. I sprinted.
I sprinted and I was afraid for my life and I was crying. Like,
But I was
mental toughness.
About being sturdy. The other footsteps seemed to be echoing so loud throughout the stairwell. I was getting my keys ready to open my floor door. When I got to it, I unlocked the door while hearing the footsteps getting closer and louder. I ran inside and bolted to my room door, the first door on the left wing. I put my back against my room door and waited. Just a second later, the same...
She stayed against the door?
Yeah. It
Not
didn't get to
me.
her, though.
Not me. I would have locked that hoe. I would have ran into my bedroom and I would have grabbed my roommates and been like,
No, it's her bedroom door.
oh.
Yeah. So she like got into the hallway and then like opened her door and like
I
slammed
thought she
it
was saying it was her
closed.
her dorm door.
No.
I think that's what she's saying.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I was afraid. The other footsteps to be echoing. I was getting my keys ready to open my floor door. When I got to it, I unlocked the door while hearing the footsteps getting closer and louder. I ran inside and bolted to my room door. And I put my back against my room door and waited.
I think it is her dorm door, but it's also one room. Like
Yeah. Fair enough. But so the first door was like the door
To
from
her
the
floor.
stairwell. Yeah, and the second door
Oh, we
was
didn't
her
have
dorm.
that. Anybody could come onto our floor.
No, everyone was invited. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Just a second later, the same loud footsteps ran through the hall and sounded like they stopped in the dead in the middle. I poked my head around the corner, expecting to see my... Wait. Is she not in her room?
I am also confused.
Okay. I poked my head around the corner, expecting to see my teammate pranking me, but there was nothing except the stairwell door closing. I ran in the middle of that area to look down the right wing hall, and there was still nothing. I still told myself that it was just a person who was in a rush, and I just didn't see them. The sound of the toilet paper and the sounds of the fast, heavy footsteps haunt me when I think about them.
So, girl, pick one. This is another case in which, like, no, like, it didn't bother me, but also the girl was in my room every night.
I, like, have nightmares frequently, but...
I'm traumatized.
She said she never went to that bathroom again.
Girl,
or she was never going to that
you were
bathroom again.
affected.
I'm affected. Okay, so this...
There's more?
So this is an update.
Go ahead.
Same girl.
Okay.
A while back, I posted about my first terrifying encounter I had at my school. I had been chased up a stairwell by something. The story of the stairwell took place in my first semester of college. The one I'm about to tell you took place in the middle of my second semester. During winter break, my roommate decided to bunk our beds. I was home and she stayed on campus, so she and her cousin had done it.
No.
I was excited about it since we've talked about it before. When I came back to school, I had the bottom bunk, which I was grateful for. I think we know where this is going.
Mm-hmm. I'm getting nauseous.
Every time my roommate laid on the top bunk, the bottom of her mattress would sag from her weight. I would often put my feet under her mattress and push up, making her jump. We thought it was funny.
My brother and I used to do that.
Are you sure it was your brother every time?
Yes. We put our feet through between the bars and you like push up and then like...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She worked for Amazon and had the graveyard shift. On the weekends and a couple of weekdays, she would leave around 6 p.m. and come back at 5 a.m. One particular Friday night, I had returned to my dorm at about 10 p.m. after hanging out with some friends. I knew it would be empty since my roommate was long gone for work. I remember this really uneasy feeling I got from the room. I stood in the doorway staring at everything. It looked fine, there was nothing weird about it, but something just felt off. I even thought about sleeping in a friend's room, but I was too exhausted and just brushed it off as post-hanging out sadness. I changed, threw on my headphones, and before I knew it, I had drifted off. I feel like if you have the mental thought, like, maybe I should stay in someone else's room, take that, girl. That's your,
You're
are you
done
sure?
If you're having the I don't want to be in my room.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've ever felt that where you like stand in a room or like you've gotten that feeling. So the other day, my therapist changed offices and like it's kind of a shitty building and she's on the second floor. So I like opened the stairwell and it was just like creepy looking. It was dark and it was very enclosed. And I just like stood in the doorway and I was like, I'm going to take the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like you have a gut feeling, you know?
Yeah, it's also like I don't have to put myself through this anymore.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I can take the elevator.
So it's like if you have that feel, worst case scenario, nothing would have happened in that stairwell, right?
Worst case scenario, something bad could happen in that stairwell.
No, fair. I mean, like as far as like, oh, I didn't want to look stupid or anything. Like worst case scenario is
You get to the other door and it's locked.
right, but like best case scenario, like not going in that stairwell, I didn't have to deal with whatever shit made me feel weird about it.
Yeah.
And like
It could have just been cobwebs.
worst case scenario for this girl, had she listened to her gut, she spent the night at a friend's dorm. You know, best case scenario, she avoided what's happening next.
I'm scared.
I don't know what time it was when I woke up. I remember being cold despite always being hot. I remember looking at my room, everything was lit up a deep red because of my roommate's LED lights she had put up. I was confused that they were on until a quiet moan threw me off. It sounded very raspy. It was so quiet I couldn't figure out if the noise was in my head or if it had really happened. That same uneasy feeling started creeping up my spine. My head whipped around and I was staring at the sagging mattress above me. I breathed a sigh of relief knowing my roommate was there. I put my feet under her mattress and gently pushed it and felt heavier than usual, like a lot heavier. At this point, I was thinking she snuck someone in while I slept. I heard the raspy moan again and knew that it was definitely coming from above me. The sound of it really struck dead in me. It almost sounded like an old man sleeping with his mouth open. That's the best I could describe it. When I noticed it was still pitch black outside, I wondered what time it was. When my roommate got back, the sun was usually peeking through. I reached for my phone to check the time when my heart sunk. It was only midnight, and my roommate never got off early, let alone 5 hours early. At this point, I was very uncomfortable, and I knew that I wouldn't sleep until I saw for myself who the hell was up there. Even if she did sneak someone in, I would be kind of upset, so I wanted to check. I was creeping out of my bed to check. The second my foot hit the floor, the mattress above me moved. The sound of it moving wasn't any type of shuffling.
I'm gonna start crying.
It sounded like all of the weight on it had been lifted off. It scared me so quickly.
Like it stood up.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Ew, stop. I hate that you said
Like it's like crouching on top of the bed right now. Yeah, and it like lunges off the top of the bed. I'm like having fucking
You're like, I
nightmares.
know what happened.
Yes.
I started crying. There was no one else in the room.
Should she like imagine you put your foot down and literally you hear the
Yeah. No, fuck you.
she's like sitting there like crying about
You just
looking.
like booty bumped the fucking ghost from beneath with your feet.
And it sounded like a man.
I was like, ew.
Yeah, but like
That?
like a like she's like a moan like a
Ugh. So she says she started crying. Finally, a reaction I can get behind. There was no one else in the room. I just remember feeling really defeated and empty. The whole thing felt like it lasted hours, but it was really only a matter of minutes. There was no one else awake at this hour, so I called my friends from back home since I was a few hours ahead of them. I cried telling them the story. I had all the lights on and was sitting on my desk telling them.
She looked up there?
Nothing, no one was there.
Okay, so she turned the lights on and she saw nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't ever have the lights off now. And we're unbunking the beds.
We're obviously unbunking the beds.
And our beds are next to each other now.
It's a king bed now,
Yeah.
not queen. It's a full bed.
It's a full bed.
They knew about the stairwell story and marked it up to me still being scared of that, so my brain made it up. Fuck your friends. I hung up feeling flustered and exhausted, but I didn't want to sleep. I watched TV until my roommate got back and told her what happened. My roommate laughed it off until she climbed up to her bunk when she paused. She asked if I had laid on it or something, and I said no. When I asked why, she said her bed was really messy, and before she left for work, she had made it. I couldn't sleep with the lights off after that. The sound of the raspy moan and the sound of the mattress really stuck with me. When I go back next year, I won't be having a roommate. It will be good since my current roommate and I left off on bad terms. I have had other encounters, but these two were by far my worst. You're going to live alone? That doesn't sound like a good idea.
No.
Can you imagine?
But yeah, it does. If that nothing like that has ever really happened to you
That's
until you started to
true.
have roommates.
That's fair. But like, girl,
I would struggle.
I would really struggle. Can you imagine? And then you're in the room like talking about it in the room. Like
Mhm.
that thing didn't you don't know if that thing left. It's just not laying down anymore.
It also like you don't know if that thing or whatever it was is from her, from the
Right.
hall, from the building, from the campus,
From the basement toilet. Like
from your home. Like
yeah.
you don't know. And so thinking like, "Oh, I'm going to live alone."
Right.
But she didn't. You got to want to know bad enough, and I don't feel like she wanted to know bad enough.
What do you mean?
Like to really resolve something like this, I think you have to like get to the bottom of it. And
Yeah.
she was like, "I'm just gonna like pretend it didn't happen to me."
Saying I would be like, I'm just not gonna go to the school anymore, I think.
That's really traumatic.
Yeah.
What's worse? All right, you knew what I was gonna ask. What's worse? Bottom bunk, and you look and you like think you see something sneak up, like pull their head from the side of the bed. Top bunk, and you think you feel something moving on the bottom, or you like have to go peek your head down, and it's already up there like looking.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like Conjuring.
Yeah.
Because she's in the top bunk in that one, right?
Mhm.
Chills.
Ooh.
They're both terrible for different reasons.
Being on the top is worse.
You are stuck.
Yep.
You have to like jump. It's there. Whereas like
it's already looking at you. Or it's like
right.
yeah.
The bottom you are in
Oh my god!
more
Or you roll
control.
over and it's standing looking at you. I just have full. I have chills.
I'm literally thinking of the
scary
thing
tears.
from The Conjuring too.
Is that what happens?
Yeah, so
She rolls over and it's like standing looking at her.
it's not. She's like remember she's like playing in the open doorway and then it like runs.
Yeah.
And so she jumps up onto the top and she feels like the bed shake as it
Mhm.
crawls into the bottom.
Mhm.
And she looks down and sees like its hand and it like peeks like keeps
Mhm.
it back.
Mhm.
And like I'm picturing because they show it like later on and like that's what I'm picturing on this fucking bunk bed and what you just said. Like
Mhm.
bunk beds are a bad idea, I think. I think you're asking for a bad situation.
Yeah. We had my brother and I had bunk beds for a little while, and nothing like anything like that ever happened.
Amazing.
Except for one fucking time whenever my mom, she was just like lovingly as a mother watching me sleep. You know, she just like came in the room and I had happened to be laying that way, and I went screamed.
Just open your eyes and immediately dead. Yeah.
And then she got scared too.
I would. Imagine you can open your eyes and just start screaming.
Well, what the fuck? Why are you like within 6 inches of my face?
I think that yeah, I can't give you a worst case. I guess yeah, the top bunk's worse because
Top
like
bunk's way worse.
you are absolutely
On an island.
Yeah. Whereas like the bottom one,
There's and I feel like I can imagine more scary scenarios at me being on the top bunk than me being
Yeah.
on the bottom bunk.
I feel like if reasonably you think this thing is laying down, so you potentially have the chance to run out really quick. Maybe they're sleepy. Maybe they're just
No,
like
you're just
chilling.
the thing is like you don't have to hit the ground. You just like quick get out of bed and hit the door.
Exactly.
I don't think it's laying
I think it was like standing.
or sitting.
What if it was sleeping and like you first of all
I don't think they sleep.
what if it was your roommate and in the middle of the night while they're sleeping you just kick the fucking bed? You dick.
Yeah, and then I'm going to scare the shit out of you later.
Right. I'm gonna stand up on this bed and like pounce on top of you.
Worst case scenario, if you're on the bottom bunk and you see the dip or you feel the weight, yeah, that for sure, that's a good visual. But also like if you see hair like from the side of the bed, the side that's on the wall, Or you, like, roll to see and, like, she's, like, already, like, in the...
Ew, why would you do this to me? But still, you have, well, I guess, like, if you, like, try and run out, though, whatever it is could, like, literally pounce on top of you, which is scary.
Yeah, yeah.
But it does feel less, it's still, like, a flea, whereas, like, you're
Mhm.
stuck on the top.
You have to scream for help from your island.
If I were a ghost...
And the door's locked.
I would want the bottom bunk.
Me
I
too.
think it's scarier. So
Yeah,
for
I
that
can get up
reason.
and get up there on the top bunk.
Oh man, and like the sound of like climbing
The
up
ladder.
the ladder.
It's a metal fucking bunk bed, the creaking.
Yeah. If
Bitch.
I ever haunt you, you're gonna come back to bunk beds. I'm gonna bunk your bed at your
Okay.
home.
If I ever haunt you, I'm gonna be a flash in the woods. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Good luck camping when I die.
Fucking good luck, bitch.
Mom, what is this? I don't know. Kids,
You're
keep
gonna hear
running.
Kelly from the top of the trees. Kelly.
Oh my god, shut up. That's scary. You're gonna like creep behind trees.
You're gonna hear the
worse.
branches snapping.
Do you know I can't handle the woods, Tamara?
Yeah, that's why I fucking said it, Kelly. No, but then I wouldn't do that to you. It would be more like I told you I'd like jingle something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd like move a pen off a desk. I'd do funny stuff.
Yeah.
I would change your screensaver.
I love that. Please feel free.
Yeah, stuff like that. I wouldn't know, but that would be fun though. I get why ghosts do it.
I do too. I would scare people too. I wouldn't for a little bit.
Yeah.
If I were the ghost, I'd put my feet under the mattress and push you up. Can you imagine?
Yeah, because remember, I was on the top bunk.
You were on the top bunk. Imagine it wasn't your brother. Are you sure it was him every time?
No, I'm saying I fell onto the mattress once.
Wait, what?
I told you about this. Maybe you blacked it out. I have a memory of being on the top bunk.
Yeah, you were like levitating.
Yeah. I have a memory of being on the top bunk, and I don't remember if I was dreaming. I don't remember anything. But I remember opening my eyes and feeling myself go onto the mattress.
Ugh.
And the mattress was going because it moved from me hitting. You know, because whenever you like, there's like a little movement. It was moving.
Ew.
And I was
like, what happened?
Yeah, and the lights were off in my room. I was on the top bunk.
That's scary. That's really scary.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn. Tell me a story. I don't want to think about this anymore.
Okay.
I will never be comfortable in a bunk bed ever again.
Okay, this one's kind of a short one.
Okay.
We live in a small town in the mid... Oh, this is from... Oh, they deleted their thing. It says, my wife works in a haunted school. Maybe it's nothing.
Maybe it's nothing.
We live in a small town in the Midwest. She works at an old elementary school as a music teacher. We live across the street from a cemetery where we've both seen a spooky ghost. I'm still kind of skeptical. Sounds like Matt.
But they like made sure to say it was a spooky ghost.
When she started working at the school, she came home with an odd story about how her pencil cup is always thrown on the ground when she comes to work in the morning. She thought it was just a pissy custodian at first. Then she blamed the cup, the shitty desk, and then maybe the floor wasn't level. It happened every single night, and she'd find her pens tossed everywhere and the cup somewhere on the ground. Finally, she just stopped talking about it. Eventually, the custodian complained to the admin that my wife was throwing her pens on the floor and leaving a mess for them intentionally. The pen cup thing still happens almost on a daily basis. When my wife was practicing a hymn alone in her classroom after school, the piano made a sound as if, in her words, someone sat on the keys. She said it was a brief, obnoxious burst of piano notes and then silence. She said she slowly walked out and pushed this out of her mind. She had to be in there.
That's
the school.
You. That's you as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't push it out of your mind. You deal with it in natural ways. You talk it to a bunch of people about it on our podcast.
Yes. The school has a second story that was never finished. It's used as a huge storage attic. It's accessible from a locked ladder outside of the building. Other teachers experienced a similar thing, but my wife didn't really believe it until last night. She was giving a private lesson to a high school girl that wants to learn opera. The girl left while my wife was gathering her stuff to head home. She heard someone running full speed from the inaccessible side of the attic towards the ladder side. She heard the running from one end to the other super fast and then nothing. She said she was actually shit scared and ran to the car after. She enjoys the experiences, but I'm kind of afraid for her. That's a story. And someone commented, I worked at a haunted school. Lots of witnesses and video evidence. We were also in such dangerous area that we were not permitted to work after sundown. In my experience, ghosts are annoying, and at this location, ghosts would unplug the vacuums, unlock and lock the doors, open the doors, and appear like solid people that just suddenly went through a wall. Nothing dangerous ever happened, just creepy. My coworker would say, I'm not afraid of ghosts, I'm afraid of men with guns. And she had the perfect attitude for this location. And lots of people were saying that they work in haunted schools in the comments.
Damn.
My husband's small charter school is haunted. It was a hospice before that. Oh, no. I didn't feel right there after hours. A door opened on its own when I was there. Minutes later, I used the restroom, the kind where the toilet and the sink are all in one small room, and set my ball cap on the large, flat paper towel dispenser. While on the pot, a loud noise slammed into the dispenser, and my cap sort of launched off in an arc and landed in the middle of the floor right in front of me. If it just slid off, it would have also landed in a much different spot. This part says, the running is the worst part. They grew up in a haunted house. That's what they said.
That's it.
The running is the worst.
I agree.
I have to agree. Let me see if I have another little short one.
Okay.
Little shorty. Do you have a little shorty?
I do.
Read a little shorty.
Okay, are you ready for this? Because it's not very fun.
No.
This is from J Sunshine 21. My terrifying experience in college.
No.
Hello. I've been putting off writing this for a while now because some people I told were horrified to be close to me afterwards. I was in my freshman year of college. I wasn't doing well mentally, a lot of thoughts jumping in my mind. My room was fairly sized. I had one roommate. We were doing fine. Halfway through the winter semester, I got horrible feelings of anxiety in this room. If I went to my friend's room, it would be fine, but I always felt like something was watching me in mine. My roommate also started to feel this way. She would constantly be getting sleep paralysis and horrid dreams. She finally had enough and started sleeping at her boyfriend's. So I was alone. Everything was gloomy. I had to sleep with some lights on because I just felt like someone was there. So one of them picked something up somewhere. Or it's just in college where
Yeah.
people are stressed and scared and not knowing things.
And like people have come and gone and come and gone.
Yeah. It could be anyone's shit. Ugh. About 2 days later, my roommate's still not there. I go to bed and I hear breathing. This is a bad one. It wasn't close to me, but I could still hear it. I was facing my roommate's bed. Behind me was a brick wall. I can picture it completely. I open my eyes. And I see this black figure laying down on her bed.
Oh, God, my nipples.
I feel you, girl. I silently freak out, but tried to stay still and kept watching. And when I did, it sat up and looked at me and had burgundy red eyes and like a black mist emitting from its body. Ew. Ew, I can picture it too well. Hate it. Blocked out.
I'm scared tears.
I hated that.
I have scary tears.
Immediately turned to the brick wall and started saying some mantras, not my first spirit, and covered my face with the blankets. When I thought it was going to be okay, I stopped, and all of a sudden, I felt something right near me, and the spirit in my ear said, "If you sleep tonight, I will kill you." Well, looks like I'm just going to kill myself, actually. Just kidding. No, I'm going to leave. Thank you, sir. Good night. How about you have the room?
I don't even know what I would do. I would have to get picked up by somebody. If I didn't have anybody, I would have to call someone to pick me up
100%.
and be like, I'm gonna sleep in your bed, and actually you can't sleep. You have to wait until I'm asleep.
You have to stand guard, actually.
You have to sleep on top of me, actually.
The lights will be on.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to come get me, and you have to carry me out of this bed.
Yeah. You also have to set an alarm for every 30 minutes so that you can check to make sure I'm still alive.
That's so fucking scary. Yucko. It says, I was terrified. I tried not to sleep, but I accidentally passed out, and oh boy, that dream I had that night was weird. Basically, I was in the desert with these people sitting in a circle, and in the middle was the dark figure. They started chanting, and I was scared to say anything. I had no idea what was being said, but the leader was yelling at me to chant with them. But it was too late, and the dark figure
What?
stabbed me in the heart. This is their dream. And I just laid there until like this blue fire rose around me, and these circles with lines on the sides appeared all over my body, and I started chanting, and the dark figure died? Question mark. I woke up falling out of my bed and was clutching my chest because it felt like something stabbed me, but there was no blood and no open wounds. I never saw that spirit again after that. I called my RA, and she said last year some girls had the same experience with a dark figure and red eyes. They ended up blessing the room after the semester was over. Definitely freaky. Hated every second of it. So it was something in that room.
Yeah.
Which is horrifying.
Yeah. Manageable though, because you can leave the room.
Yeah, it's nice that it was just that
You're
room.
on the bottom bunk.
You were on the, I mean,
You're right next to it, and you see it
open
like sit up.
I think turning towards the wall was a mistake. I think exposing your back like that. So-
Sometimes it's your only option because you can't.
So you said when you saw the flash,
Yeah.
that you like didn't feel comfortable facing out.
Yeah, because I
And
felt
I-
like if I opened my eyes, I would be there.
For sure. But I feel like I have to remain that way and like just keep my eyes closed, because having my back like out feels way more vulnerable.
Are you somebody who sleeps with no blankie?
No.
Okay, I have heavy blankie.
I have head. I will sweat.
I have a duvet.
If it's 90 degrees, what will be covered is my feet and my head. So I fall asleep with like blankets over my head.
I make the hole.
Yeah.
If I'm really scared.
Yeah.
But-
I just need to breathe.
Yeah, I just need a. I honestly should have just got a straw, and then just like
A snorkel.
really. That would have been awesome.
Something yanks the snorkel out.
Something spits down the snorkel.
Okay. Geeky.
Weird.
I'm not in the mood right now.
I would have whipped you with my snorkel.
Ah!
Right.
It's a sword. Doubles.
Snored. Anyway.
No, that's horrible.
Yeah.
That's worst case. Everything that happened was worst case scenario.
But I felt in that I had Mariela in the bed with me though.
Yeah, that's different.
On the side where the flash came from.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
So you were facing the threat.
Technically, yeah.
And
but
you
I was
just had a
scared to be
barrier.
like face to the open. Because
Yeah.
also we were not in like Nashville. We were like everything's 25 minutes outside of Nashville. Same thing with Denver.
Yeah.
It's the same vibe.
Yeah.
So we were in a neighborhood like 20 minutes outside of Nashville. So it's like it was like so quiet. That's the one thing I'm nervous about this trip.
Yeah.
Is it's gonna be so quiet.
The quiet's hard.
We're gonna bring the gibble,
Good.
JBL.
Yeah.
I have a little like gibble that I'm gonna download some brown noise and just play that shit.
Good.
Yeah. So there's a little, So I feel like I'm in a womb.
Yeah. And that's good.
Yeah.
So
Your last one?
That story was really bad. This is your last one?
I think so.
Why? Tell me
'Cause
all
I
of
have
them.
to go home.
Oh, that's true. And I want you to tell me Robin's stuff.
Yeah. Okay. This just says, this is from Hello. Hello DNA Nikella. Hello Nikella.
I love that.
I don't know. From 3 months ago.
Oh, I love that.
Is my school haunted?
Probably.
So I'd say my school is haunted. Both buildings. I'm in musicals for my school, and the high school building, where the auditorium is definitely haunted. Or so I think. I was in the auditorium rehearsing with my cast, and I hear banging of some sort. I look up, and it's coming from the vents above me. It gets louder and louder, and I try to ignore it since I have parts to focus on, but it is constant, and it's super loud. And the elementary building has many stories as well. Personally, I hear tons of banging from above when I was on the top floor. This was when I was in elementary school. This is a high schooler.
Okay.
My friend used to tell me this one story about a girl who supposedly died in the bathroom. The lights start to flicker, and when they turn back on, she was dead. I'm pretty gullible, so I believed her, but I still believe her because sometimes I ride bikes in my elementary school parking lot, and I saw this plaque sort of hidden behind a tree, and it said the girl's name on it. Will ye? I tried to research it, but I got nothing. There's like no information on my school for some reason. It was built in 1948. I believe another reason I believe her is that I was in the bathroom she died in, and I was washing my hands, and I could have swore one time I saw someone in the mirror behind me. It was a ew. My friend did research and somehow found out that my school was built over a graveyard. The elementary school building was built over a graveyard. The high school is not. Apparently, there's a basement, but nobody's ever been down there. So this girl was just like looking for answers, and everybody's like, "Yeah, sounds really haunted. Sorry." Imagine you're in high school and you're like, "Hey."
I just like
She one time thought she said she could have sworn she like caught something behind her in the mirror.
so this girl, the lights just started flickering.
So the story, yeah, she said that the story was that the lights flicker in the bathroom, or the girl was like flickering the lights in the bathroom or something, and then she was dead. But it might have, to me, that's like evil. Something fucking like satanic was going on in there.
Yeah,
Or like
what the
whatever.
fuck? And then now this person caught a glimpse of her in the mirror.
Yeah, this was when she was all in elementary school. She says that she does musicals in now she's in high school, she does musicals, and she hears banging in the vents, and it's constant when she's practicing in the auditorium.
Ew.
But when she was in elementary school, that's all when that happened.
Yuck.
Yeah. And she went from the elementary school to the high school, which is like I guess on the same campus thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hate that.
Yeah. Do you have a shorty or should I tell Robin stories?
I have a shorty, and you should tell Robin stories. So this is from Wampus Cat Lover. Wampus Cat Lover. 9 months ago. They said Winthrop University in South Carolina is full of ghosts. The first president of the university and his wife are buried under the first building on the campus, so people claim to see him walking around at night. The main building was also built by prisoners, and they still have the shackles in the basements. So lots of people claim to hear them and see them walking through the halls. I used to work in the student center, so we would be in charge of setting up all the background stuff for events on campus, and there were a lot of things people saw that I really can't explain. My favorite is in the old auditorium. The lights are next to the stage, so you have to walk through the whole room in the dark to turn on the light. And when people turn on the light, the whole rows of theater seats will flip up like people were sitting in them and suddenly stood up. That one part right there will haunt me for the rest of my life. Imagine you turn on the lights and all of the seats flip up. And you hear that noise. Can you hear that noise
Of
in your
course.
head?
Of course.
Of course I can.
Of course.
Can you draw it?
That's like the equivalent of whenever you're in a scary movie, it's like the equivalent of when in Paranormal Activity, whenever all of the furniture falls.
Yes.
Like everything, she like looks and it goes on the ground.
Yeah.
Iconic piece of cinematography.
If I were to say.
Speaking of high school, I have ghost stories from my friend Robin, who we went to high school together. But we also went to elementary school together and middle school together. She is incredible. Congratulations, Robin. She's engaged, very recently engaged.
Yay, congratulations. Robin is the cream of the crop as far as humans come. So
she's awesome.
We still need to have her on the podcast because I think that would be just a fucking hoot.
I would love to ask her like questions.
Like follow up?
Yeah, because
I'm assuming I would love that as well.
Okay. She was nice enough to send me some really scary stuff. Okay. She says, I will start off by saying this. My entire childhood consisted of me feeling watched at all times. I was never alone, even when I was physically alone. Everyone in my family has this ongoing joke that, oh, it's just Robin's ghost. She's haunted.
Oh, that's horrible.
Because every strange event that they had ever experienced, I was always around. One of my earliest memories of weird activity is when I was sitting on my bed watching TV alone, middle of the afternoon. All of the windows were closed in the bedroom door. Our old house did not have air vents. All of a sudden, it didn't have like a centralized AC.
Okay.
All of a sudden, it felt like something quickly ran in front of me so fast that it blew my hair in front of my face. Dude, and oh God, let me finish. It was a brief gust of wind that only happened once. I'll never forget how I looked around and realized something just ran inside the room with me, and it hung around because it's never left.
Shut up.
I'm crying. Dude, when she had told me this story in person, she's told me this story before. I remember I literally, she's very sincere. This is not, she doesn't like make shit up.
Yeah.
I've known her up in a really long time. And so like when she was telling me the story, like I can just picture her, and she's so small. And oh God. One night, my younger brother and I were home alone, just watching some TV together on the couch eating popcorn. We heard some shuffling in the kitchen, and we immediately started yelling for our cat. From time to time, our cat would try to get into the cabinets. As we sat there and yelled for the cat, we both turned our heads and saw her sleeping on the couch next to us.
No.
We jumped up, ran to the kitchen, stood there, pale looking, at all of the cabinets wide open.
Shut up. I'm crying now.
And this was in the house that we thought we were going to get me murdered in.
I have full.
We'll have to tell that story together.
Yeah, you guys will.
Yeah.
I have full-blown goosebumps.
Mm-hmm. Just as we made eye contact, the kitchen lights flickered off. Naturally, my brother ran out of the kitchen as I stood there with a familiar feeling trying to process it.
I'd be like, how dare you fucking leave me, you bitch. So this is like attached to her.
Oh, yeah.
Was trying to like make it known that like I'm here for you, girl.
Yeah, I think it uses other people in her life to speak to her, but it's for her.
Ew, is it still with her? Follow-up questions.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
What is this?
I don't know.
And it just, she said ever since she can remember, so
Yeah.
it's always been around. Ugh.
This is her third story. At one point in my life, my grandma had stayed with us. She was getting older and becoming immobile. And becoming more immobile. She was sleeping downstairs, and I was on the upper level. At some point in the night, all of the blankets were off of me and in the middle of the room, which is weird because I wrap myself up in blankets, probably because I always feel watched. I woke up to the blankets being placed on me by my grandma. I woke up to blankets being placed on me by my grandma, and in the morning, I thought about my grandma who can't walk the stairs. So I thanked my mom for placing the blankets on me, and she had no idea what I was talking about, because my grandma was in a wheelchair at this point, and it would have been impossible for her to get up the stairs, and my mom didn't place the blankets on me.
Shut up. Maybe at least something is there trying to make sure she's cozy.
And she said she thought it was her grandma, so an older fucking.
Oh my God.
I mean, it could have been.
Ew, shut up. Don't even do that to me right now.
It's important to note that Robin is the middle child of 3. She has an older brother and a younger brother. There was one night. My older brother and I were watching TV. My older brother fell asleep, and I was still awake finishing the movie. And at one point, oh my God, I'm going to start crying. At one point, because this brother, I've known them for I'm sorry, I have to interject. He is so not like this. He's so, like, just golden retriever vibes, actually.
Yeah. He's not like a torturer.
No. Not by any means. I don't even think he would know how.
Oh my God, really? He's just like very sweet.
Sickly sweet.
Ugh.
At one point, he stands up in a strange stance, head down, arms and shoulders drops, walks towards the kitchen entrance and stops. He starts flickering the light switch on and off so fast he looked like he was in high speed. When I asked him, "What are you doing?" he turns his head while still flickering the lights and his eyes closed and said, aggressively, "I'm going home." I yelled for some reason. Yelling felt appropriate at this point. "You are home. Go to bed." And without saying anything, he stopped flickering the light, turned, and went to bed almost on command.
Oh my God. What would you do? I would be so scared. I'd
go get my mom.
Yeah.
I would have been banging on. I was
Yeah.
about to say her name. I was about to be banging on this person's door.
Seriously. I would not. I'd be so afraid he'd like run back out.
But
What
he's
the fuck
not.
was that?
What?
What the fuck was that?
Me?
What was that noise?
Right here now.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
I was like, girl, I like touch this thing. No, yeah, he would not do that as a prank.
Yeah.
No, I'm going home.
I'm like,
He
I'm
looked
gonna
like he was. It looked like he was in Fast Forward,
I hate
like
that.
Inhuman. She described it to me.
That's so horrible. This poor woman. I just want to cradle her. She's so strong. She doesn't need it, but I want to.
She might need it.
That's what we'll do at our sleepover.
She's a
Just
fellow
like,
Sag, friends.
oh yeah, she needs it.
I'm a double Sag. She's Sag rising too.
Oh wow.
Very funny lady.
Mm.
My 2 brothers used to share a room. One morning, my older brother was telling everyone about his night. He saw my younger brother.
Shut up. My back hurts. I'm like in a strict like gargoyle position.
He heard my younger brother saying my name in his sleep, slow and low.
Shut the fuck up. Robin's name?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
My older brother kept saying his name, almost like a question. You know what I mean? Like, he was like, let's call him Matt. He's
Yeah. Like Matt?
Matt?
Yeah.
Matt.
Like, hello? What are you doing? Yeah.
As if he wasn't sure.
Oh, because he didn't know it was him.
Matt stood up and started walking towards the door, saying my name. He put his hand on the door and stopped. Her older brother kept calling his name out the entire time, and he didn't leave the door. But he was saying, Robin,
But, like,
Robin,
low and creepy.
Robin,
Ew.
Robin. And like, he put his hand on the door, and then the older brother was screaming his name, and then he stopped. I told you, it like uses other things to go get her or like go talk to her.
Why?
I don't know.
Robin, why?
don't
Has she
know.
ever like gone to anyone? To
No.
Be like,
I don't. And if I were her, I would be scared too.
I would too.
I would
but,
not
like,
want to. That's where her and I differ. She's like, why the fuck would I do that? And I hear you, girl.
I hear you, and like,
If it were you, you would go see somebody.
I like would want to get rid of it for sure. Like, I wouldn't want anything attached to me.
This is the last one that she sent me.
This feels very attached to her.
Oh yeah, she says it. That's Robin's ghost. That's what her family says.
It's like that wind like brushed in, and they were like, "Hey, I'm here forever now, girl."
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
This is the last one she sent me, but she has a ton.
I cannot wait for her to come on the. We'll just let her talk.
Yeah.
She can have her own mic. We'll share.
And then we'll talk about that time that we thought we were gonna get murdered.
Yeah.
The caller you have been trying to has been disconnected.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was one sunny afternoon. My friend Christine and I walked to my house after school. They were neighbors.
Okay.
No one else was home yet, so we were home alone just talking in my room, and we went downstairs to make some lunch. Suddenly, in the blink of an eye, the entire house filled with smoke. We panicked. Ran upstairs thinking maybe a candle caught fire. Nothing was upstairs, and by the time we ran back downstairs, the smoke was gone just as fast as it showed up. No explanation, and to this day, neither of us can explain it.
What?
Yeah, and then literally, we like talk a little bit, and then a week later, it's her engagement photos. So we like never went back to it. But yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel scared for her.
Once I slept over at her house, like the new one now. I was
Yeah.
scared.
Were you?
Oh my god, I was scared.
Like her current one.
Yeah, I kept my eyes closed the whole time until it was morning.
Wow.
I was scared.
So you feel like it's with her as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell her. I would never. If she says it's with her, it's with her. But also, like, I feel like it's wherever she is.
Really?
Has to be. It's very weird. She's also like, she has really good luck. She's very lucky a lot of time. And also, like, she deals with this. Like, it's weird. It's like yin and yang going on. Like,
Yeah.
she might find $100 bill in the street, and then later, like, all of her cabinet doors are open. Like,
Ugh. Robin, I can't wait for you to come on the podcast and
Me
tell
neither,
us
that'd be awesome.
everything. That's horrible. Love you. Hate that for you.
Love this episode for you guys. Very scary.
Very scary. Good call going with the haunted school route. That was
Yeah.
a great suggestion.
Thank you so much.
I hope that you're going on a little trip
Yep.
in your favorite little rocket ship
No.
in your car.
Nope.
In
We
someone's
rented a car.
In a rented car.
Mhm.
So
Rented a Ford Escape.
the chances of you making it back are actually pretty good.
Really high.
Compared to if you had
If we
taken
were in
your.
Nina.
So I hope you have a wonderful trip.
Thank you. And thank you guys.
Thank you guys for listening, and
Thank you for joining.
thank you for joining. Wait, we have so much to do. I was just trying to outro
Do we?
that you were. Yeah, we gotta tell them to fucking listen and like and DM us.
You guys know the drill, and you know to follow it anyway.
No one is DMing.
No one's DMing me.
Uh,
ghoulbeanspodcast@gmail.com. Write in your scary fucking stories.
please.
I want to hear some scary shit from you, and or anybody else's scary stories.
Love you guys. Thanks for joining
And spilling.
the Ghoul Beans. Oh,
Oh no, that was
Beans.
twice. That's a really good. On this night, on this night, on this very Christmas night.
I don't know the words. Bye. What the fuck?